to our customers. We don't sell jeans, we don't sell garment, we sell experience, we sell lifestyle. And the retailers, they buy this whole concept as a package. So this is how we've been able to really transform from a manufacturer to a design house, where all the retailers, they're designers, they're working with us to create their own line. Not necessarily that it has to be produced from us. Maximum of them are produced from us, but then we have replaced their work. We have been able to completely eradicate their design section, and we've been able to place our product and our designs in that area. Now, if you look at this and you say, what made me do this? You know, when I joined the business, as we had a lot of other companies who are making jeans, and we were under tremendous competition. You know, what I figured out is I have to do something different, and I have to be the best in the business. That was the main focus when I joined, when I started. I always had this in mind, had this focus in mind, that I have to be the best in whatever I do. It doesn't matter how I do it, I have to figure out a way of how I do it. So for you, I think it's also important that when you are in university, you will probably do a master's, and you will join, some of you will join family businesses, some of you will join services in banks or telecom or whatever. You will start your own business, you will become an entrepreneur. Always keep this in mind that, you know, whatever you do, always have focus that you have to be the best, and no one else can be better than you in what you do. Keep this always in mind, and I'm sure that when you have this in mind, ways will open. You know, you will have different, when you have an obstacle, you will find out solutions. But once you have that focus, once you have that determination, you can achieve that. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, if you have any queries, please let me know. I'll try to answer the questions.
Couple of times. যতবারই আমরা ফ্যাক্টরি ভিজিট করছি, ততবারই জাস্ট ক্রিয়েটেড ওয়ান্ডার ইন মাই মাইন্ড। এটা প্রোডাক্ট না, আপনারা কমপ্লায়েন্স মেইনটেইন করতে গিয়ে খুব মানে কিছু ইউনিক এবং ডিস্টিংটিভ আপনারা স্টেপস ইউজ টু, লাইক এই যে ন্যাচারাল সানলাইট ইউজ করা, তারপরে বাতাস ইউজ করা, এবং পানি প্রসেসিং, তারপরে এটাকে ফায়ার প্রোটেক্টিভ করার জন্য খুব স্পেশাল কিছু আপনি বলেছেন। আমি চাচ্ছি আপনি জাস্ট 2 মিনিটে এটার উপরে কিছু মানে you just focus light on it. Thank you.
For describing the business strategy, so I didn't get into the detail of, you know, what we've done in the factory, how different it is. So what we've tried to do is we wanted to be the most sustainable. We wanted to build the most sustainable factory in Bangladesh. You will be happy to know that all our factories, all 4 factories we have, 5th one is our accessories unit. So we have 4 production units where we make jeans. All 4 production units are certified by LEED. So LEED is basically an organization which certifies environmentally friendly buildings. It's a US company. If you Google it, you will know that. So LEED certification is basically standard, is the highest standard of certifying any facility in terms of environmental, environmental measures. So whether the building is energy efficient, whether the building has enough sunlight. So all our factories are gold certified. So where we've tried to maximize the utilization of natural resources. We have a factory where we don't use any fan. You know, the building is designed in such a way, it's been designed by an architect from University of Cambridge. Well, if you go to University of Cambridge, I don't know how many of you went there. If you go to University of Cambridge, you will see that their whole university, there is no AC or there is no fan. So what they do is they've designed the new buildings in such a way that the natural airflow it comes in, it flows and it goes out. It's a natural airflow. They create air tunnels, you know. So it's completely an architectural design work, which is a marvelous thing. I was mesmerized when I see this. I was like, how is it possible? It's like a magic. Here you will feel the air, the fresh air, as if you're like in an open field, but then you're inside a room. It's amazing. So we've applied the same technology here. It's not a technology, it's basically an architectural design. The same designer, the same architect designed our building, where our floors have access to natural air without using any electricity, without using any fan. So this is a unique feature. And the other thing is we use flooring. We've done a lot of research on these things. We use a flooring where the floor itself reflects the light back to the floor. So if you have a space like this, the number of lights you have, I'm going to use 30% less lights, but the room will be brighter. How? It's the paints and the floors that we use. So the wall paints and the floor is a Japanese material, which is epoxy, where the reflection of light is 30% more. So there we've done a lot of research on these things. We're continuously doing that because we believe in continuous improvement. We're never happy with what we do. We're never content. We're never complacent. So and in terms of compliance, we have achieved the highest level of compliance in terms of energy sector. We are compliant by all our customers with BSCI, RAP. So we are always continuously working on these things. And in terms of sustainability, right now we are developing product where the utilization of natural resources is minimal. We are using ozone, we are using lasers, we are using different technology. You will not understand if I go into detail. So different technologies to make sure that we are utilizing less water, less energy, and to make the jeans more, I would say, environment friendly. So if the production process consumes less natural resources, it becomes greener, it becomes more environment friendly. Hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Speech given by you, we learned a lot. So I'm going to make a basic question on behalf of most of our students here. So I would like to know what are our open opportunities for undergraduates in the R&D sector once we finish our education and we want to apply somewhere in the R&D sector.
So I already mentioned that there are a lot of foreign technicians who are working in R&D sector in higher salary. I think, if I have the figure right, there are more than 20,000 foreign expats who are working in Bangladesh, only in this sector, mostly from India, Sri Lanka, and some of them are China, from Europe as well. Their average salary, yeah? No, not the average salary, starting salary, is over $2,000. That particular resource in our country, with the same skill set. It's very important that you have the right skill set. And when I say right skill set, it is not that you have to be a tool master. No. The skill set is basically a soft skill where you should be able to, communication skill has to be very good. This is number one. And number two is that you have to have certain analytical ability, problem solving. So these are basically soft skills which you will not be able to, it's not in the textbook, it's not in the curriculum. But as an individual, you have to develop those skill set in different ways. Especially for R&D sectors, there are a lot of short courses like in merchandising. There are, if I say let's say if you graduate from IUB as a BBA, like a graduate, right? From marketing or finance, you have a tons of opportunity in marketing, in merchandising, in management, because if you are graduating from HR, there is a huge potential in HR professionals in R&D sector. There's a huge potential for let's say compliance and sustainability department, welfare department. If you are graduating from environmental science, right? You have this. There's no environmental science this facility. Okay. And if you are doing computer engineering, there are a lot of opportunities, because right now the factories, the companies, they are getting into a lot of automation. We are doing a lot of business process automation. We are implementing ERP, Oracle, SAP, and all those ERPs, and big companies are here. PwC, we are working with PwC and Deloitte in terms of implementing these solutions. So it's very important that you have a clear guideline of what you want to do, where you want to be, and then you can pursue your career along with that. To develop this soft skill, I think this is very important. Critical problem solving ability and all these things.
So asking from us, like, will we be able to get internship opportunities in Pacific Genes?
We have already interns from CIU in our company. So of course, why not?
Thank you.
I have two questions for you. I think this is my opportunity. If I ask questions, I can learn more. Every time we meet entrepreneurs from government sector and the sector, we are accustomed to hearing this complaint that academia is not ready, the graduates are not ready, the dynamics for the dynamics of the government sector, not only government sector, as a whole industrial sector. And every time I take this opportunity to ask them that, can you give me a concrete paper, a concrete strategic framework document that gives us, that guides us how to help our graduates prepare for the industrial sector. So I am also asking the same question to you, and also if possible refer some BGMEA white paper or research done for the last 30 years, or every 3 to 5 years it is done, or something like that. Please refer to that kind of paper that guides the academia to prepare the graduates for the industrial sector and government sector, rather than complaining always one way. This is one question. And second question is, you have you talked about innovation, design, etc. For me, it's again doing the same thing over and over in a more excellent way, in a more efficient way. So it's on their side, your customer side, it's basically minimizing the costs through outsourcing, and for your side, it's value added to your company by having your design. But what about creating your own brand, own retail brand? Are you ready? Are you means, I'm not specifically meaning Pacific Genes, but the leading garments manufacturers, top manufacturers. Are you ready for creating the brands? Are you ready for that complexity of creating in the world market? Thank you.
I'm also a governing body member of CBIFT, the Chittagong BGMA Institute of Fashion Technology. I'm also their governing body. So what we do is we have bachelor in 2 courses. One is the apparel technology, and the other one is fashion design. These are 2 majors. The basic courses are the same. So what we have seen is that we've done a study on the countries who have done excellent in terms of I would say in terms of nurturing or in terms of making professionals, like producing R&D professionals. We looked at India and we looked at Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, there is an institution called SRITA, Sri Lankan Institute of Apparel and Textile. And in India, there is NIFT, National Institute of Fashion Technology, right? And these 2 institutions in these 2 countries have done amazing work. Just to give you a perspective, Slita offers 400 diploma courses only in R&D and footwear sector. 400.
400
Different diploma courses. 400. You know? And now what we're trying to do is, we've successfully done that. I've been very closely working with them, the Slita Authority. We've been able to do a tie-up between CIUBS and Slita. So what we will be doing is we'll be offering the same courses in CIUBS. Because you see, our perception of knowledge, our perception of education is very different from practical world. What we feel is that what we've learned in the book, they make us think, they make us analyze a situation. But the situation in the book and real life is very, very different. So, what we learn, it also applies to me. I've also graduated from IUB, I've also done my master's from University of Leeds. What it has done is it has shown me ways how to seek for information, how to approach a problem to solve it, how to think from different perspectives of a problem. Because most of the time we fail solving problems is that we always look at the problem from one dimension, from one perspective. I think academia is what we are doing here is relevant in a way that it is a mold where we are preparing the students to face the real world, but then the real world is different. It is very important that we have these sessions more to really give you the glimpse of what reality is. I'm talking about the students. But then if you talk about preparing them in terms of technical skills, I think the universities also should offer this kind of technical courses, 3 months, 6 months technical courses to graduation students where, let's say in summer vacations, in a 1 month time, 2 months time, they will be able to acquire these skill sets. If he decides to pursue his career in the government sector, these short courses will help him along with the bachelor, that degree that he's doing, to really prepare himself to pursue their career in R&D sector. If you want, I can also help you to connect different institutions with CIU to really look at the possibilities of doing this kind of courses. Because if you look at different universities around the world, they're not only offering bachelor courses and masters, they're also offering these short diploma courses of 6 months, 3 months, where professionals also comes in to have those skill sets. It's not just the students only, it's also someone who is already working in R&D sector. He can also come and enroll these courses, enroll these diplomas to really increase his skill set. I think if we have this blend, if we have this, let's say a mix of academic and skill, let's say soft skill, professional skill blend, I think this will definitely work. Would be to create brands. You'll be happy to know that instead of creating a brand in Bangladesh, what we've done, we've registered our brand in US, Europe, India, and other countries. So we want to make sure that because Pacific Jeans right now is a name, is a trusted name for premium jeans. So we want to make sure that all our countries, all our markets, we have the right of the name. Because there might be some company in US which is called Pacific Jeans or Pacific Sunflower, whatever. So might have problems. So we are in that process. And a lot of other companies, if you look at Sailor, the brand called Sailor, this is from Epilian Group. It's also a very good company. Yellow is from Beximco, Neuer is from Avians Group. So all